Well, welcome everyone to the Noble Shire for Progressive Discussion at Progressive Rock Central. Today we'll be talking with Sarah Lambert Gates of the UK band Daughter of the Water about her latest album, Cast Through the Mistletoe Tree. Thank you, Sarah, for taking time out of your busy schedule to discuss your latest album with us. Her latest album is Cast Through the Mistletoe Tree. It was released on River Siren Records on August 2nd of this year. And before I go too far, and I'm going to definitely let her introduce herself, I just want to really thank Anne Claire from Bad Dog Promotions. She's the one that sent me her music, and I'm so happy she did. This is a wonderful album. We're going to be talking about it, but thank you, Anne. All right, go ahead. You want to say hi?
Hello, Mark, and hello, everybody out there. And also, thank you to Anne Claire for introducing us. And yes, I've had a busy day, as you say, a busy schedule. I've been boating today, so I am literally a daughter of the water. The name was given to me by an ex-boyfriend, but here I am on the stern of my narrow boat amongst the willows. This is the
And,
boat where Bones and I wrote the songs.
and I was going to definitely mention that. Um, and she actually has two boats there, and this is on the River Thames there in England. And uh, tell me first of all, before we're definitely going to get into all that, but if you can, tell me how Daughter of the Water started, emerged, evolved, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, Daughter of the Water is my originally was my solo project. I've been in bands since 1999. I formed a band with my then husband called Desdemona, having watched him be in bands for many years and thought, I could do that. Then we started writing songs together, and that band was more like we called it screamy dreamy, so it's dream pop.
Wow.
Um, we were we were quite busy for a few years, um, and we then formed another band, which was a bit edgier, called the Jets, and that ran for a few years, and then in about 2018, well, he and I split up, and then I thought I'm going to do something independently. It's completely me without anybody else's influence. Um, and Daughter of the Water came about, and I started writing songs and playing them on my banjo because I had a banjo from which I would only just had started to learn at that point. So I wrote the songs on the banjo, and then as time went on, well, not very long, a guitarist approached me and said, I've seen you play, I've learned to play all of your songs. And he sent me all these recordings of himself playing my songs, which was a bit weird, but very sweet. Um, so I said to him, this was a guy called Tom Richards, who is still a very good friend of mine, and still we play music together occasionally. Um, he sent yes, and I said, come and play them with me. So we did. Yeah, so the original Daughter of the Water, first me on my own, then with Tom. And then I recorded some songs at John Mitchell's studio. John and I have been friends for a very long time
Great
because
guy.
we Desdemona recorded at his studio. So Daughter of the Water has also featured, well, John Mitchell has been part of Daughter of the Water as well. But as you probably know, he has a very busy schedule being in
Yeah.
bigger bands than me, such as
How many
Asia.
bands too? He's in so many.
Yeah, so many. So including mine. Um, and then Bones is a friend of mine, and he's in a band called Morass of Molasses, who are fantastic. kind of doom rock band who I absolutely love. And he suggested that he and I could do some work together. So we wrote a suite of songs on the river, and that's what we've just released. And we've been playing gigs together for I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe more actually. I kind of lost track of time,
You
but
do on the
yes, so
river.
that
You do on a boat on a river.
yeah.
There's the famous Styx song, Boat on a River. Yeah. You
Oh,
remember that song?
I don't know it.
Oh, well, went after this, just YouTube that. Um,
I will.
how I'd love to live on a boat on the river, or something to that effect. But the band
Yeah.
Styx from Chicago, you know who Styx are? Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard of Styx. I imagine that when I listen to the song, I'll probably recognize it.
probably. Yeah, you probably don't know by title. All right, so let's talk about that boat on the river. Now, I'll tell you what. Wait, before you do that, I didn't want to interrupt you when you were talking about the past, but the Jets, was it inspired at all by Benny and the Jets, or no? Had
No,
nothing to do with it.
no,
Okay,
not really. No, no.
okay, all right. I remember seeing that at the beginning of doing the review and all that, and I said, I wonder, I need to ask her that, but okay. All right, so let's talk about that boat. Now, I am, most people, in fact, I didn't really even know about traffic until the 90s when Steve Winwood, went out on his own and did his own stuff. And then I started looking at, other music that he did and happened to bump into traffic. It's like, oh my God, they were playing this stuff when I was a kid, and somehow I missed it. But now I have the entire catalog. But they definitely did a fantastic, many fantastic songs. But one of them is Pearly Queen, and I'm just wondering if that is where you got that. Did you get the her name of her boat is Pearly Queen? It's spelled differently. But is it
Yeah.
that, or is it the original New Orleans roots? Or go ahead, I'll let you.
Well, I don't know about the New Orleans roots. Do you have pearly kings and queens in New Orleans?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I had no idea. Well, we have them in London. My family, London, which is where the pearly queen, kings and queens come from, and um, I live right opposite Purley on Thames. So I have two links with the Pearly Queen or Pearly Kings and Queens. One is Purley on Thames, which is actually where my parents live, just across the river. And then the other one is the old fashioned Pearly Kings and Queens that wear the waistcoats covered in pearlescent buttons. So we love puns, us boaters, boats, narrow boats, and so on. They're usually named with a pun. And this boat, when I bought her, she was called K2, the letter K and two, which referred to an engine. For the engine
not the
nerds out there, the
not the
Kelvin
famous
engine, but
not the famous mountain.
Kelvin. No, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
yeah, no, but there's a K2 mountain. Like anyway,
Oh, the mountain. Yes. No, it wasn't named after the mountain. It was
okay.
named after a Kelvin engine. And this boat now has a Lister JP2 engine, and it has a beautiful. It's very old. It's like 91 years old,
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
very lyrical, very beautiful rhythm. So I quite often write songs when I'm cruising and sing along to the sound of the engine. It sort of goes pop, 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 like
Very
that.
nice. All
Yeah.
right, and
Oh, yeah.
And she's also an archaeologist. So I want her to tell you a little bit about that. And part of this trip that she just mentioned was involved with doing some archaeology. So go ahead and talk about that. And go ahead.
Thank you. Well, yes, I've been an archaeologist for for my whole career. Um, and I worked for the University of Reading, and we have a field school where we train the undergraduate students. And our current field school is in Cookham, which is on the Thames as well. It's about 2 days cruising away, and this boat goes about the speed of walking. So I've just cruised back from Cookham, having been off of my this mooring, which is my home mooring, for 2 months. So the excavation is an Anglo-Saxon monastery.
Oh, wow.
And pardon me, sort of early medieval times. So that's 7th to 9th century AD. And it's been in the news quite a lot because we think it's one of the first hospices. People used to go to monasteries to be looked after. There weren't hospitals there back then, but there were a lot of probably monks and nuns who were caring for the sick and dying. Um, and I was in recent times, I've started writing songs about the archaeology, um, inspired by the archaeology. So I've written one for this excavation, and as part of my time at Cookham this year, I've been performing the song with a storyteller called David Gilbert, and he's written some stories for children called the Cookham Chronicles. And they are, as he says, they're like 20% based on what we find factually and 80% imaginative. And my songs are probably more based on fact, but I try and capture the essence of the time and the people. So my aspiration, I call myself a musical time traveler because
Yeah.
I'd love to be an actual time traveler.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
closest thing you can get to is being an archaeologist. We have this program called Doctor Who in England. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to be Doctor
I'm
Who
a
or
fan.
his assistant.
I'm a fan.
But
Definitely.
yeah, so yeah, I try to achieve musical time traveling, and apparently I do. And when people listen to the songs, they say, "Oh, you really took me to somewhere else. You took me to a different time and place."
Yeah.
So I'm achieving what I set out to achieve, which is great. And so this Cookham song, um, I made a recording with the help of a couple of friends. So um, an amazing musician friend of mine called Dickagy, who you've probably heard of.
Yes.
She's fantastic, and she's
Oh,
just got an album coming out. Yes, and she's got her listening party right now for her new album. So that is, look out for that. It's going to be amazing. So she's a fantastic videographer. She made a lovely video, which is going out on YouTube. Um, hopefully by the end of September, I'll put it out for this song. And we
is that the one
recorded
with
the
the
song.
is that the one with the sheep?
You've seen that one. So that was the first one that she and I did together, the
Not that
sheep
one, so
one.
there's another one.
There's another one called
Oh,
Ghost
okay.
Bird, which is from the album. So we put that out on the 2nd of August when we released the album. And that's absolutely gorgeous. Her videography skills are just lovely. So we did that in the field where, maybe I can show you, but it's daylight, so you won't have the same effect. But then if you can see the meadow a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a tree, the mistletoe tree, um, is there.
Oh, wow.
And if I
I
point
was
to it
gonna I
there,
was gonna ask you to do this, but this is perfect. Yeah, show everyone the boat if you don't mind doing it. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm happy to. Yeah, so that's where that was in the background of the Ghost Bird video. And for the video about Cookham song, we recorded it in the church of Cookham, and the acoustics are absolutely beautiful. And the other exciting thing about the Cookham song, and I don't really know what it's going to be called. Maybe it'll be called the Cookham song. Is that we found a early medieval instrument as part of our excavations. It was a bone flute,
Oh,
about this long
Wow.
with three holes in it. And we happened to have this volunteer who's an academic who's just done a doctorate, a PhD in early medieval instruments, and she made a replica of the bone flute and played it, and
Oh, wow.
that was just magical. Um, and so the song that I wrote is partly based on the sounds that this bone flute made. So she plays it on the song, in the recording, and it sounds quite odd. It's a little bit jarring because in places,
Mhm.
the he made the mouthpiece. There's a special word for the mouthpiece, but she made it with beeswax, and the beeswax started to melt because it was so hot. Because we've had
Mhm.
a massive heat wave here, so the sound didn't quite come out as clearly as we wanted it to. Um,
And that was
and
Olga
it's
that played it?
pardon?
Olga Dikaji played the flute?
No, she made the video. And
Oh,
the woman who made the flute and played the flute is called Lucy Ann Taylor,
oh, okay.
and she's a professional flute player,
Oh,
but
okay.
she also is an archaeologist. So it's a great amalgamation of different
Talent.
interesting skills. Yeah. With Richard Bentley also did the sound recording in the church. He's a sound artist,
Mhm.
capturing the acoustics of the church. Um, he really achieved it amazingly. And we did one of the verses. I sang into the song is about pure crystal waters, and singing into the font created this really unusual acoustic. It was really close reverb, and it also was significant for the holy water. So there you go. I did talk quite a lot just then, but hopefully I answered the question
Oh,
with a
yeah.
minute.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness. Oh,
archaeology.
no, don't worry about you're telling some wonderful stories. I love it. Um, Tell me a little bit about your influences. Who were some of your favorite bands? Who did you listen to when you were growing up, and who are you listening to now?
When I was growing up, I was obsessed with the Beatles when I was a teenager. I
Which
wasn't
one?
really in the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles. Yeah, yeah,
I loved all the Beatles albums and all their films. I probably know all the songs off by heart.
yeah.
Um,
Me too. Yeah.
and then when I started emerging out of the 1960s, because I was a kid in the 80s, but I wasn't really that interested in the 80s music. I was just really into 60s stuff. Um, and the Mamas and the Papas and the Kinks and the Rolling Stones um, and then we started getting to folk rock, probably through my dad. We used to have uh, Steel Eye Span tape in the car
Oh,
and
yeah.
Queen. Anyway, when I started finding my own music, what was current, then I got into sort of goth, folky goth bands like The Mission and All About Eve. I was obsessed with them.
The Mission. Did you say that?
Yeah.
I am a fan. It's so hard to find fans. I mean, they fill whenever they come here to Seattle, the Seattle area. They fill the room, but
Oh,
and
wow.
people come out of the woodwork. But yeah, I love the Mission. Wayne
Oh,
and
wow. Great.
Wayne is fantastic.
Yeah.
His voice is just so unique. And yeah, and while we're on that subject, are you also hopefully a Chameleons fan? Don't know the
Not
Chameleons.
really, no. I mean,
Those are the two. I
chameleon.
heard them during the 80s, and they're two of my favorite bands.
Oh, I need
Just
to look them up.
and the Chameleons are actually coming out here to Seattle right around perfect time in September, and we're hoping to put it all together so we can go and see them live again. But yeah, those two bands, I mean, I post all the time and I talk about how great their music is, and it goes unnoticed. People are like, who the heck is this? And uh, Wayne, I mean, there's so many songs. That album, which now I can't remember the name, is one of my favorite albums. The God Bless
Is it
America.
God's Own Medicine?
Not that one. The one later one.
Mm.
I think it was right after that. But they have that song at the end, God Bless America, and it is just perfect. It's like he knew what was going to happen here. And so great. Finally, I found
Mm.
somebody that's uh, into the mission. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
what,
I'm
what's
glad
your
you do
favorite
too.
song? What's your favorite song? That's not my favorite song because they made those. Uh, he did like two or three um, Middle Eastern influenced albums, and I love those
Yeah,
songs. Those are probably my favorite, but I do love the old stuff too. I mean, it just takes you to um, Northern England, or I mean, it sounds Scottish. I know it's not, but maybe it is. I don't know.
yeah.
But
No,
go
I
ahead.
don't think they
What's
are.
your what? And now that you're asking me, it's like I can't think of that. I mean, I thought of that. God bless America, and that may not be the name of the song, but that's the
Well,
refrain. But go ahead. What's your?
probably Wasteland, probably
Oh,
Wasteland,
okay, that's a good one.
because it reminds me of the indie goth nightclubs, and everyone used to get excited when that came on. But yeah, that was their big hit, and I think that's probably their first big hit in England. I think they were actually on top of the pops. I don't think they're on again. I'm not sure. Um, mm, Blood Brothers springs to mind. That's in my head when I try and some. I haven't listened to that album for a little while, so I'm gonna have to listen to that again.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
hmm?
I was just gonna say other bands of that ilk that I got into. Well, when I went to uni, I had a big education from a friend of mine, and gave me a mixtape. You know those brilliant mixtapes that people gave you in the
Yes.
80s and 90s. I got really into Joni Mitchell through him.
Okay.
Absolutely love Joni Mitchell
She's wonderful.
and David Bowie and who else did I love? Dead Can Dance. Got really into Dead Can Dance. Do you know them?
Yeah, Dead Can Dance. Absolutely. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I,
That's the
I
main one.
I pulled in the internet to help me out here because you can't remember everything. The album was Children from 1988. And if you haven't heard
Oh,
it, oh my God, there's this song, something about the mountains. I'm trying to find it here. Wing and a Prayer is a good one. Beyond the Pale,
yeah,
Fabian.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I remember that one.
but
Yes, I
there's
know that album.
but there was
I
one
don't know.
I can't remember. It was on my, it reminded me so much of Led Zeppelin, but something about the mountains, and just beautiful song. But I think probably my favorite album of theirs is it may be Carved in Sand. I'm trying to
Oh
uh,
yeah,
pull this up. Yeah, Sea of Love is great, but there's another one that is just, it's so much fun if you haven't heard it yet. Deliverance is good. It may not
yeah.
be that album, but those, there was Carved in Sand, and there was another one that was similar to it. And have you heard the last album? And there is, as far as know, he's got a new album coming out, and he's got
Well,
a separate thing that he does with his wife that you should look into.
yeah,
That's absolutely amazing as well. But have you
yeah.
heard Another Fall from Grace? That's the latest album. Yeah, that
No, I didn't know that they'd brought one out. That's really exciting.
definitely go look for that one. That's another one. Um, this is killing me because I got to get this song because rarely do I ever have anyone that even talks to me about the mission. But anyway, we'll keep going. I can't find it. But
In your
anyway,
brain database. It'll come to you later.
it
Never
will,
mind.
and I'll definitely
Mm.
send you something. But yeah, anything by the mission really is good. But there's one that should come easy, but it is not at this moment. Um, but there we go. It finally did.
There we go.
Wrong album. It was actually Mask, and it's called "She Conjures Me Wings." And if you have,
Oh,
oh my God, if you haven't heard it, you know,
yeah.
please,
It
write that.
conjures me wings.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll look that
I'll,
up later.
I'll send those to you. But great song.
I just remember
Just
I just remembered the last time I listened to God's Own Medicine, which is my favorite of their albums.
yeah.
Um, I was I was living next door to this man who I had been dating, and he was in this other boat next door to me, the green one,
Oh, no kidding.
which is my other boat. But we broke up, and rather than say, "Can you leave like now, please?" I let him stay for another 3 months, which was awful because he stopped talking to me altogether, and then he started to. Whenever I was home, I could hear this horrible, and some of your listeners will like the music, but that screamy, aggressive, really dark music. Um, and it became a bit of a sound war between us because he
Yeah.
wasn't talking to me other than he was playing this stuff that I knew would upset me a little bit. So it was so aggressive, you know, stuff.
No, I know
And
it.
so I played the mission really, really loud as my little speaker could cope. And at that point, I really wished I'd had a big amplifier in my boat.
Yeah.
But that I found it very comforting because it was like, you know, right back at yeah, here's some dark music to counteract your dark music, but it's my dark music. So
Excellent.
there you go.
Okay, we got off track there. I'm sorry, but yeah, like I say, nobody talks about the mission, so I had to. Will you tour the new album? I
Mm.
excuse me, I think
Yeah,
you're doing some shows with Olga or
yeah, I've been doing a few with Olya, and I was for some of her shows, I was her roadie and doing some backing vocals. So what I really want to do is, I mean, we've done some shows together, and she's played a beautiful solo set a few times for me in the last 6 months or so. So more of those hopefully will happen, but I know she's got a massive schedule ahead. In the meantime, Bones and I have been so we haven't like created a pre-planned tour. Here's a load of tour dates, but we are working on it now. So we've got one coming up in Bristol. I think that's going to be in December, and then we're going to plan some more from then. I'm going to do one in Cookham. I love playing in churches, so I want to do a tour of churches. So we're playing in Cookham Church,
that's a good idea.
and there's a lovely church that I went to one of Olivia's gigs, and that she was supporting. Um, it's gone out of my head. A duo. The
Oh, the
Anyway, it'll come back to me later.
Blackheart
The Black
Orchestra.
Heart Orchestra. Yes.
Good.
So
I was going to ask you about.
um, yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah,
I'm planning on playing some similar venues to what they did because they go for lovely church venues, I think, in their touring.
yeah. I think Chrissy loves them. Yeah, yeah. No, they're very
Me
good. And
too.
then I don't know if he'll do any kind of touring, but Olga's also on Nick Fletcher's album, and
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. I would hope he'd go out on his own and do some, but I don't know. I'll be talking to him once I get his album and do a review. But yeah,
lovely. Yeah, he's a lovely, lovely guy.
nice guy.
Fantastic guitarist.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What if you had to, and yeah, I'm not gonna, nail you down to it, but what would be your favorite song of all time? Because I'm not afraid
Mm,
to say it. I always tell everyone it's Supper's Ready from Genesis. Now, I definitely, there's like this uh, hierarchy. There's Genesis on the prog side, and then there's Led Zeppelin on the metal hard rock side. But before those two bands came about, the Beatles. So the Beatles are still always going to be number one for me. But
yeah.
but the Beatles never made Supper's Ready. That's still for me the greatest song ever written. But how about you?
Mm. Um, I think that answer would be quite different on a day-to-day basis. I get
Yes.
obsessed with certain songs, but today, let's say Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a beauty. No, that's very good.
And I've had the opportunity to sing it a few times. Absolutely love singing it. I don't do it justice, but yeah, I really enjoy
I'd
singing
like
that.
to hear you though. That'd be great. Have you ever recorded it or at least YouTube
No,
it?
just some
Huh?
live performances. But yeah, I've just done it live about 5 times, but I haven't actually learned how to play it on my banjola, and I need to do that. I've done it with the piano. Um, I think I did it on my birthday gig as well. But yes,
I'll have to
I don't know if
tell
I'll be able to record it.
I'll have to tell Duke G to record that if you do it again, because yeah, that would be wonderful to hear.
Yeah, would be
Now,
wonderful.
I know people like you that are very creative are always working on something. Are you either working on the next album or another solo? You probably are involved in a lot of different solo opportunities. What else is going on?
Yeah. Well, I recorded several songs, another 6 songs. Six seems to be the number, that go together as a little suite of songs. Anyway, I recorded 6 songs with John Mitchell in his studio, and they're very different to the vibe that are created with Bones. John's style is absolute perfection. He's a real perfectionist. So I'm hoping that we'll release that in a towards the end of this year. Um, and yeah, I'm just waiting for him to stop tweaking it. Um, and yes, so that's coming out, and been writing some new songs on my own, which are predictably rivery songs. Um, in a different tuning. So one of my favorite songs to play at the moment is a song called um, Desdemona's Willow Song.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and that one is in a tuning where, because on a banjola, it's like a banjo, but it's a mandola crossed with a banjo.
Oh, wow.
And
It's
the
got
standard tuning is G, open G, but I've tuned down the G to F sharp and I've started writing songs in that tuning. Um, it just gives, when I'm doing performing songs with just me and the banjola, I need to make them sound a bit different from each other. So I then tune them differently. So, yes, I plan to record. I think what I want to do is next with those songs is record them in churches with Richard Bentley. and we've already recorded two. Um, and he doesn't know it yet, but he's offered he wants to work with me again. And we had an absolutely lovely time recording in Cookham Church, and that was a live recording as well. So recording songs in places is really important to me.
A history. Yeah.
Recording them where they were written, which is on the boat, that lovely warm sound that Bones and I got with Cast Through the Mistletoe Tree was created in my living room with a really lovely microphone that comes in a wooden box. But yeah, I've got lots of ideas, and I probably need to just focus on one thing at a time, but to make them come into fruition. Yeah.
All right. And I love your stories on this album. Let's go through a few of them. One I think was the
Yeah,
Ghost Bird, which I think deals with a owl. You saw an owl at night, but maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead.
that's right. Yeah. So quite often, well, not that often, maybe 5 times a year, I see a barn owl hunting across the meadow, and the barn owl, swoops. It's caught by the moonlight. It's white, and that's what the ghost bird originated as. And quite often you see them cross the river and then go into the field on the other side. And the beauty of living in this field, on the river, is just so inspiring that it's so easy to write songs about it. And it also makes you feel like, well, I want to share the beauty with others, and I think that's why I'm really enjoying when people say that when they listen to the songs and they taken to these places, and that's exactly what I want to achieve. And when Alia and I made the video for Ghost Bird, um, the idea of the Ghost Bird went from being a barn owl into a swan.
Oh,
Um, and I don't know if you've seen the video, but we've got some really beautiful
yes.
visuals where I'm standing in the river, turning into a swan,
Hmm.
because they look like ghosts as well. They come by at night and they drift about in the moonlight. Yeah.
Beautiful. No, it sounds beautiful. Is what was I gonna say? The let's take a look at the next one, Melancholy Midnight. Um, or I'm sorry, Dusty Horse. I skipped one.
Mm.
The
Mhm.
Dusty Horse. Go ahead and describe that one a little bit. And then the other thought that I was going to say will come back to me is it's
So Dusty Horse. Bones came round to do some songwriting. He crossed the river in the yellow canoe, and we sat down, and I think it was probably autumn. Um, and he said, okay, so what we're going to write about today? What's the song about? He did come around on a Monday when we both had Mondays off. And I said, I don't know. And then I said, oh, there's a little plastic white horse over there on the mantelpiece. I picked it up. It was small and dusty. It was from a Christmas cracker. Here you go, Dusty Horse. Let's write
oh,
a song about him. And so we talked about if it was a horse, instead of it being a plastic horse, it became a real horse, obviously. We always tell the story during our gigs as well. And sometimes I'll introduce it and I tend to tell a different story. But basically it's about imagining um all the horses. I live there's a load of horses behind me in a field. Imagining if there were nobody owns them anymore, and they were all free and they broke out of their fields, and where would they go and what would they do? And
they had freedom.
walking out. Yeah, exactly. And then it also turns into a metaphor for your own personal freedom rather than being constrained by others. you can have agency and just be free of whatever you want to be free from, really.
And
Yeah,
I finally remembered the what I was going to ask you about Ghostbird. The Ghostbird made your album cover too, right? And I think you designed it, if I remember correctly.
yeah. It was actually
Mm.
designed, the drawing was done by one of my boaty neighbours, Nick
Oh,
Hayes, of a book called The Book of
that's right.
Trespass, which is all fully illustrated as well. And he's written several other books. He's got one in the offing, which um, his books are about nature, as my songs are about nature. And we often play music together as well. We
Oh,
play more like a folky country stuff together for fun. We're in a Cayley band as well together. He plays the bouzouki and he's got this great booming voice. Um, so yeah, we write music together. And I said to him, we play music together, and I said to him, um, would you be up for doing a design for Ghost Bird? And he said, yeah, I'd love to. So, and I said, okay, it needs to have an owl and a mistletoe tree in it. He loves that tree as well. He calls it the medicine tree,
yeah.
and it features in his latest book. This kind of rare breed of black poplar, I think it is. I can't remember the Latin name, but there's some amazing trees in the landscape where we live, and yeah, it's like an old country parkland. Incidentally, I just heard I don't know if you pick the sound, other sounds are picking up for you, but I heard this squeak just now. Um, and it was a kingfisher, so now I'm looking out for the
Oh, no
kingfisher.
kidding.
Then
Oh,
it'll probably go past me over there. They're so beautiful.
they are.
Um, yeah, my first album, there was the first song, River Siren Song, was partly about a kingfisher.
All right. Melancholy Midnight. Talk a little bit about that one.
Melancholy Midnight is about waking up in the middle of the night and thoughts are going around in your head and you're really sad because, you know, bad shit's going down for you or for the world and you can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
Um, or, you know, or maybe the person you're with, your partner, is experiencing that. Um, and I suppose it's a bit of a lullaby, really. It's saying, let these cares go somehow, drift, drift into sleep by listening to something beautiful and feeling like you're being loved, feeling love.
It's important. Very important. All right. And ebb and flow has to deal with the Thames, right?
Yeah,
The
the
movement of the
Thames.
boat and the
Here's the
movement of
Thames.
the water. Yeah.
There's the Thames. Ebb and flow is
And the ebb and flow of life.
um yeah, the ebb and flow of life and the river. The river is often a metaphor for other things. And this song it starts with the words they say forgiveness is healing, which actually are really powerful words.
They are.
If you need, if you don't forgive people for doing things to you or, whatever has happened in your life, if you hold resentment and bitterness and don't forgive people, then you're actually only doing yourself harm
Yeah.
because and you need to let go of that and then you'll be able to move on. And that's what that song's about.
Very important. The cuckoo is
Yeah, the
the
cuckoo
famous
song is
bird.
simply
You got
joyful.
a lot of them are in that area.
Yeah, we hear when I haven't heard a cuckoo lately because it's the wrong time of year, but when spring comes and it's a sign of, spring is a wonderful sign of hope. A
Yeah.
lot of the songs earlier, some of the songs are quite dark and wintry, and then cuckoo is moving into springtime, and we wrote the song in the spring. And it's a song of joy, um, that spring's coming, but also because cuckoos, um, they push other birds out. They lay their eggs in other birds' nests. Then the cuckoo hatchling is hatched, and then it pushes the other birds, the birds that should be in the nest. But really, the song isn't a metaphor for being a cuckoo. It's just literally saying, um, nature can be dark,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful. Yeah. But humans are darker. Is just doing its thing. It's not deliberately being bad or evil. Oh, there's a beautiful swan. I must just show you the swan.
Oh,
Here's
wow.
one of the ghost birds has come to say hello.
Oh,
There's a beautiful
right
natural
up to the
creature.
boat.
Yeah, and it probably wants me to give it something, but I could offer it some. I don't actually have anything to give it right now, but they come and say hello. They usually expect some food. And it's a myth. You can let them bite your hand. It doesn't actually hurt. And I'll show you if it's going to come over.
Hmm.
Come on, Swan. Swanee. Anyway, maybe it just
That
wanted
was
to be
wonderful.
on the radio.
The pictures.
Maybe it just wanted to be on the show then.
There you go. No, I'm glad he or she joined us, or she. Um, the trees that you guys took the pictures in, is that also across the way in the field there? Look beautiful. I mean, the landscape that you
Yeah,
took the pictures in.
yeah. That those photos are from the woodland. I stand up, and behind me, the tree line, on the
Oh yeah,
skyline,
yeah.
that's the woods. And it was springtime, and they're bluebell woods, principally beech trees with bluebells. So just
Oh,
the perfect place to do photos. And there's this big space that we call the bear pit. We did some of the photos. There's a big tree, really rooty tree, which made some really beautiful backgrounds to photographs. And yeah, the bluebells were out, so it was great timing
all right.
for
And
that.
then the last song is Rain Bells, and probably
Mm.
you guys are wishing for some rain. I
Yeah,
know
we've
we
had
we
quite a
just got
drought.
one. We're I'm up here near Seattle, and we get plenty of rain like you guys do in the winter.
Yeah.
And in the summer, it's usually very, very dry. And this year, no exception. And we finally got a nice fall of rain. I always use that for
Mm.
Genesis. Um, but
Yeah.
you get the smell again that everyone loves, that post rain smell, and
Yeah.
you probably miss it. But go ahead and tell us what you were thinking when you wrote Rain Bells.
Rainbow. Well, it's very literal, that song. I mean, I just absolutely love the sensuality of the river. I love swimming in the river. It's so has a silkiness about it, and it also has this real the scent of it. It's really sweet. It's like a watery sweetness. I love swimming in the river, particularly when no one's around. I don't have to wear any clothes, and that if it's pouring with rain, then you've got like double water. And you see when you're swimming in the water and the rain is really heavy and it's bouncing off the surface of the water, it's just such a beautiful thing. Um, and the bells are from the church just downstream. There's a really lovely old church, and on Thursday evenings they do their bell ringing practice.
Oh,
So you know, if you put the three ingredients together, river, Thursday evening bell ringing practice, and rain, then you've got rainbow. The
there you go.
song was written in with that in mind. And the second verse is about imagining that you're a fish. Um, well, it was about a person actually who was withdrawn into themselves. And that person had eyes like a kingfisher. And that person also, I felt like they were literally, not literally, but metaphorically, swallowing me up, like I was a little fish. So yeah, that's what that's about. But also being entranced by that person, but also feeling like they're dragging you down, so a relationship reference.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we definitely covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Talked about the album, talked about your life, which is wonderful. I mean, it sounds like you're really enjoying the most out of every single day, and that's all we can hope for. And glad to hear you're doing that. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that I didn't bring up, or
Um, no, I think we covered quite a lot. Yeah, really enjoyed chatting to you, and your questions have been really nice. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else. There's a noisy motorboat about to come past with three lads on it who may be swearing imminently. I heard them swearing. But yeah, they're disturbing our lovely peace and tranquility that we've been talking about. There they are.
well, that's a shame.
They're probably drunk. They're having a nice time in their way.
Well, I can't hear it, so that's good.
Okay, that's good. You may hear the motor of their little uh, inflatable boat.
But definitely, I'd love to get together with you. Well, please send me that one you're doing with John Mitchell, if you would. I'd love to hear that and review it, and maybe we can do all this again. You say by the end of the year?
Yes, I gave him. I, like me, I need a deadline, and I've been far too laid back. My nature is to be very laid back,
Sure.
and so I've given him a deadline today. So that means that that I'm aiming for November
Oh, okay. Well, those trees will be
for that one.
yellow or red.
Oh yeah, so that by November they might all the leaves might have fallen off.
Well,
So
that,
maybe for aesthetic reasons, we need to move that forward.
yeah.
So you get the autumn.
Well, autumn's my
Yeah.
favorite. Autumn's my favorite time of year. That's when I was born, and I
Mm,
love it. So nothing wrong with that. But
lovely.
well, Sarah, it has been wonderful talking with you. I could talk to you for hours, but both of us have a lot of things that we're doing. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially thank you for the boat. I didn't ask you. I wish I had, but I'm glad you thought ahead and said, I'm going to do this on the boat. Thank you for doing that because
Mm.
it made all the difference in the world. You took us there. You took us to the album and the Daughter on the Water. I mean, I felt it. I hope everyone else does, but thank you very much for that.
Well, there's nowhere else I'd be.
There you go.
So you are. There you go. Yeah. Thanks for joining me on the water.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll just show you the rippling water as we say goodbye.
Well, don't leave yet. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll watch this for a minute and then I'll stop the recording. No, no, go back if you want, just for a little bit, if you want,
Okay. There you go.
because it is beautiful.
Try to make it straighter. There's my shoe. There's my canoe.
Oh, okay. All right. Come back to you and I'll um, like I say, I'll put it, stop the recording, but thank you again, Sarah. Really appreciate your time. And I'm, like I say, I'm going to pause this and then you and I can talk for a little bit. But hold on just one second here. Thanks again for joining us. Again, the name of the band is Daughter on the Water. This is Sarah Lambert Gates, and the new album is Cast Through the Mistletoe Tree. Uh, Definitely, this is not the last time I'm going to talk to her. I definitely enjoyed this myself, and hopefully you did. And please go out there and listen to this album. It will give you the frame of mind that she just talked about. It just, everyone needs us right now with everything that's going on in the world, and she really hit the target with this one. So um, please listen to that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it.